Hi, my name is Thomas O'Neill, Voynich Manuscript enthusiast, and this is a very complex story about the Voynich Manuscript. It's my theory about the provenance and the tangle web, the complex and very mixed up path that Michael Voynich, Wilfred Wozniak, or Wilfred Voynich wove to maintain its secret, but he did leave some trails into the Voynich itself, the manuscript MS-408. What you're looking at is a time period of April 30th, 1006. Now the manuscript is carbon dated for the early 15th century, and this is the early 11th century. And Michael or Wilfred Voynich probably forged it in 1908, 1909, 1910, circa 20th century. Now, what you're looking at, if you see this, this is Taurus right here with the horns. See this right here, the horns of the bull? And this is Venus. Venus is the goddess planet. And Pleiades is also known as it's part of the hunt, the goddesses of the seven sisters. And this is the sun. And also what was going on about this time was Lupus was known as the constellation or the supernova of 1006 was going on at the time. And so what Wilfred Voynich did was he picked a time period where he also made up a conlang, a glossolalia of what I call hiss, a rather mocking speaking in tongues language. And as I get into this video, I will show you that, and I'll have you listen along to a short clip of that. And so this is April 30th, and there'll be several other folios I will show you, but we can get into that. And I might as well show you the folio of this, and notice the five astrological, I call them astrological planets because the sun is not a planet, it's a star, but in astrology it's considered a planet. So there's Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and Sun and Mercury. Now there is one word when I show you this folio, it's Dio, and it's spelled D-E-O. It's a goddess spelling for goddess in Latin. And if you notice the horns wrapped around Venus, make note of that, of Doris, of Venus, and the horns are wrapped around. So Dio means goddess. And this is the time period of 106, 430. You can't make this stuff up. It's in the Voynich. So now I'm going to go to the Voynich. It's not that folio. It's not the pipes. It's not that one. It's this one right here. Now I'll blank this out, and I want to show you how this works. If you look at the eyes of the, you'll notice that I'm calling this Venus. If you notice Venus in this folio, she's looking just to the east. If you go just to the east, you'll notice there's a single solo character, and it's a reverse S for south. And there's several souths in here, several S's for south, reverse south. So if you look to the south, I've noticed this glyph down here, and this is in my cipher, which is if you pick this up and you go like this and you copy it, copy it out of here, and that copies it to EVA. And we go into my glossolalia, and we copy it into here. I'll clear this out. And we copy that down, decode the Latin. It's octio. But if we go up here and I know it's octio. D is octio or octo. And he used three words, numbers. Quattro is 4 for Q, 4 for D, which is Q and glyphs for EVA. N would be D for 8, and T for Y is 9. So anyway, we're focusing on octio, but that was a D, so it's we go up to, if we notice, no, that's the D, that's the D's and EVAs. Even I get confused. So D, rank 8, go to 8 instead of N. So it's labeled octio. So DAR, I don't know why I called it. Oh, I got confused on that one. So anyway, it's DAR and EVA. So it's not, it would be N. Anyway, if we go over here, it still has the horns. So if we go over here, we have this, and we go into the, that was surprising. We go here, and here's, if you make the horns for, I don't know why I called it Dio. I guess I got confused with Eva, so I called it Dio for when it's Neo. I wonder what Neo means, and we'll check out Latin for Neo. Go over here for Neo. I was calling it Dio. Neo, to spin, to interlace and entwine. It is a Latin word though. So anyway, once again, looking at this, for Neo, there's 5 planets. We have Taurus wrapped around Venus. Would have been better if it was Dio, because that would have been goddess. So anyway, let's move on to a different one. This one is pi though. If we go here for which really tipped me off. Here is S pointing towards the south, and the S happens to be next to here, but this is 2. So 2, if we go into here, into my cipher, this should say pi. This, yeah, it says pi. So going over to the I had it up. Good, I had it up. So if we notice one feature of this, go to 50. Here's the south again, making, and the line from here to here is lupus is in dead center, which is where the supernova was. And so pi would be half the circle, which is, or no, pi is the half the circle, which is that. But they use pi to compute the circumference of the circle to find dub, which is up here, 2 pi r, so the radius, which is the radius which they found. So here's lupus right here, and there's the radius, and there's the dove. Now the dove is important because the dove is the Holy Spirit. It's involved in speaking different languages. And the dove was a symbol of the Holy Spirit, which is known for tongues speaking other languages, among other things. So the TO equals pi, it's Eva TO. 430,106. So I'll go to 401. We'll go here. I guess it's 1. Hmm. 4. And there's the dove down here. And there's lupus once again. So I was able to. There's the dove. So if you go like this, constellations, can't really see it well. It says Columba. Columba is the dove. And I'm trying to, if I can get, there we go. Columba. Columba is a fake constellation designated late 16th century. So we have pi going on, we have Columba, 16th century. So they used the early 15th century for the carbon dating, but the Columba wasn't designated till the 16th century. And he's pointing at the dove here. Pi was 17. The word pi was made in the 17th century. So I'm thinking Wilfrid Voynich did this, and I'm finding this in the Voynich Manuscript. Moving along here, let's go to another. Here's another one. This word right here. See how the two eyes of this has to do with a waxing crescent and a waning crescent. And what's in between two of those? The two of those is a full moon. So this is once again, it has novum, pi novum in this word. If we go to here, we'll go to novum, pi novum. And y is consistently in, you'll find out later about what the language of the Voynich is. I can show you a reading of it, and you can get to listen along to what the language of the Voynich is. But I'm just pointing out some logic here from what I'm finding. So if we go into the cipher, we go clear. paste. See, novum pi novum. And so what is novum pi novum? If we go into this is listed in the Voynich Ninja thread under theories of Conlang, glossolalia, Dane, pronounce. So if you go to Voynich Ninja and you go to Voynich Research Theories and Solutions, you'll see my post. Now I'm looking for this one post on here we go. This is the post. This just verified my substitution cipher. It's a lock. A full moon is halfway point between the, I'm going to say, waxing and waning crescent moons. The measurement for the halfway point is pi 3.14. Within the inner circle of folio 67R1 sits a picture of the moon opposing waning and waxing crescent moons. The halfway point, that is the full moon, here is the Leo Mecco. Leo Mecco is the author that it's in the Voynich Manuscript with my cipher that Wilfred Voynich made up. He really was trying to throw this off, even though he did leave some. He left some initials in the Voynich of himself. It's a one-to-one substitution cipher is what the cipher I made to figure this out. At the position, now leopard is the old name, just before the 11th century of the Lupus constellation. Lupus constellation was in the 16th century. So going on to look at this, I'm going to go ahead and so it's on the full moon is May 21st, 1006, between a waxing and waning crescent moon. So we'll go to May 21st, 1006. Oops. May 21st. That's not May. This is the time. Okay, so May 21st. And then we'll go into night. And we'll get the moon over there. Oh, let me should be a full moon coming out. There it is. And 521, there's the moon, it's full. I highlight it. 100% phase. And that sits in between a waxing crescent and a waning crescent. It's the midpoint. Going back to here. So once again, if you go to pi is the halfway point of a circle. It's a semicircle. 3.14, 6.28 is a full circle. It's 2 pi. And the eyes are pointing down here to and then novum is 9, but in Latin, but he's implying novum. So let's go to another star chart. This is an interesting star chart. See these 7 stars here? These are the 7 sisters. And this here is the word. We'll go to my go here. I'll paste. We'll paste AI. So if you put AI in for Latin, AI up here, the verb means to say yes, to affirm. So we're looking at, so this is to affirm. The pointing eyes are affirming, saying yes, and this is the Pleiades. And notice the wreath around. This is a woman, long hair, and notice it's the sun. So I'm going to look for the Pleiades at that time period. So we're going to go into here, go down, here it is, the Pleiades. And on 4/30th, the supernova, the 4/30th is on 106 is the day that was found, when the supernova was born, and that's why a lot of these charts are made from this day. And in the evening, there's the Pleiades right here. There's the sun. Here's the sun. Here's the wreath of the Pleiades. Here's the affirm symbol from that folio. And there's also Leo, which has 8 stars, but I can tell you why. Ptolemy listed Ptolemy listed 8 unformed stars lying outside the body of Leo. So that's why there's 8 here. And this is for folio 68V1 of Voynich Manuscript. So let me see if I got that one. The halfway point for the moon. I made a mistake on, that was a big mistake, but it still works out as, I was using the EVA D for Dio. You can't do that. It's an N for Neo. This makes a Latin word. I caught that in this audio broadcast. How embarrassing. Oh well. It still works out though. And this is AI for affirm, so she's looking at her eyes for that. That still works out. The pipes. Oh, I don't know if we've done the pipes yet. I believe this is Mercury and this is Mars. We can check that. And we can go in. I think we have checked that. Here's Mercury, here's Mars. And if we go into there's Mercury and there's Mars. And the pipes is folio 69V. And the pipes were known to, that's affirm again for Latin. This is the pi for okay, now I think I should go into the date, where I found the date and the initials and the pi for Voynich. And if, now I'm going to blow this up a little bit because you need to really see this. Okay, there's a W here faintly written out. There's a W here, but this looks like an A, and this looks like an A for war, and there's a W here. Now you could invert the W and have an M, but the A also could be, this could be a V or it could be an A. So war, and then there's looks like an M right here. Now this is scribble. Now if you're going to hide something, plain fact, you do it like this. So Wilford, and Wilford's also spelled his last name Voynich, which he made Voynich into. And here's MV is Michael Voynich, and a semicircle, uh, the circumference of a circle solution formula is C equals 2 pi r. So you're multiplying the radius. And so lupus is one end of the radius, and the dove, where pi is at, is the other end of the radius. And that's how you find the dove, is with using the circumference of a circle, the 2 pi r formula. Wilford used a strategy where old parchment for 15th century and then forged the cipher to make one believe with the themes and imagery on the date of MVIO as deception for provenance. Wilfrid Voynich penned them as 408 old parchment from the 15th century. I admit I have to reconcile myself with the carbon dating due to the 4 different eras, the 11th, 15th, 19th, and 20th century. Wilfrid obfuscated them as 408. A book used for referencing positions, constellations, stars throughout history is known for Star Catalog or Star Atlas. These foundational astronomy texts, which have been compiled for various cultures over thousands of years, list celestial coordinates, brightnesses, magnitude, positions of stars, constellation figure, often including historical updates for the precession of equinoxes. So Wilford could find the Columba position in the library. Now let's go to where I found all this stuff about the date. And oh, Dane is Octoesser, not Octesser, Octoesser. I'm going to go through my post. Oh yeah, we'll get to the language part after I get to the date. I'll run a, yeah, I'll run, that's me, but I'm going to do the other one, has a better voice on it for you. I thought this was interesting. Say, which is a Latin word, is just above the decoded word leo in the Voynich word. See if you go in here, it's right in here. The abbreviation for Latin is L, and AO means to tell or relate. So say states this, apart from that, AO is to tell, relate, maybe meaning apart. This is very interesting for glossolalia. There are remote Latin words that are rare, but for the most part reads like tongues. It's really reptilian, but we'll get into that. But Leo on its own is a word. It was a story of Greek tragedy where there's murder and rape, and there's misogyny within the Voynich Manuscript. If you look at the imagery of you'll see some thing with the art, the crossbowman pointing his bolt, and you'll see it with a woman tied up in the right hand corner of Inquirer 13. Okay, so I believe I know what's going on with say. It means apart from. It's in folio 2V and MS408. There are 5 instances of the word IO in folio 2V that's supposed to be for tongues, but the word is IO means to tell and relate. So we're dealing with a glossolalia and we are telling and relating, but that's meaning as far apart from. Here's all the listing of where I found the word. Tests indicate the glossolia's rank are lower than entropy tests for language. So I decided, since I can gain access to my glossolalia of words through my site in EVA, to run an entropy test for language. The test was done in half of folio 58R. It rated 3.69. While English ranks 4.5, lower entropy means the next word is easier to predict. This seems right in a glossolalia. There's much repetition going on. So the Voynich manuscript for my translation has a 3.69, which is correct for the Voynich and the glossolalia. It's low entropy, means words repeat, which is what's going on. Okay, this is now MV is Michael Voynich, but it's also for 1500, and that's what enabled me to find MVIO. So I found MV on folio 66R. So if you go into here, there's 66R. MV is the central point. The umbilicus is a Latin word for belly button, and it is also defined as central point. Center, I mean, it's center. So Michael Voynich, and this is a man, and Michael Voynich is saying he's the, and it says, and this NMVS means if we go back, hold on, to exist, something where there's a little crumb of food next to it. My translation MVO in tongues. There's the word. It's in here. This is where the supernova plant, I call it, with the dragon exhaling, has its exhaling. It's like the reptilian exhaling and fire breathing. It's like a supernova. It's all proper symbolic to a supernova. But this is a rare word. There's only one of these words in the manuscript MS408 for the glyphs to be like that, which is a Latin Roman numeral MVIO, and O is for October, which is the month that Voynich was born in, October 31st. Oh yeah, let's just show you something for October 31st. There are, if you'd like to count them, 31 stars. You can count them yourself. Here's the image is sitting up here. You pause it and count the stars. There's 31. And he even squishes a woman in here to make sure he must have lost count. He had to add an extra woman in here to make sure the stars are 31. And he is laughing as a reptilian lizard, which is not even the right one for November for Scorpio. But he's really tricky. He puts the lizard in for, he just does this and puts 31 stars in to say, hey, look at me, it's my 31st birthday. And it's sticking its tongue out and it's laughing, like mocking the Holy Spirit or whatever. I don't know. He's a real jerk. And let's go back to here. So anyway, MV is Michael Voynich, or 1500. I used that to find the 106. So 106 October. This is proof by the Indians that it was in the constellation Scorpius, is in the southwest. So Lupus, there's the Crux, probably you can probably see it. Carina, which is Argo Novus, and Scorpius. And this, the leopard Lupus, has a triangle at its head. Crux has a cross. Scorpius is known for its tail, which is a hook on it. And Argo Novus has kind of a box-shaped hole. So this is barely, you can barely notice it, but it's like a rectangle or a square. So it's box shaped. And I should just put April 106 here, but um, I'm using the O for the MVIO of October. The head of Lupus is defined by a triangle of stars. What is very symbolic is about 25V is the green dragon expelling and exhaling greenest plant. Exhaling the greenest plant of Voynich. It's like exploding star. MVIO happens to be in the text. Also look at supernova. And also I found the what's called a ship in Latin. It should be in here. I found the word ship for Latin. I think that's coming up. Oh yeah, right here. This is extremely bold with the reader. I can't deny the code, the rare words in Latin margin, the identical imagery, supernova, 106, the conlag, the speaking in tongues, the 101, speaking in reptilian, I should say. I should get to that after I post this. Here's a Leo. Oh, I guess they want me to show you it. So if you go like this, Leo, and if you go like this, you copy this word, and this was found in 25E. So we go up here into the Latin word box, and this is a hull of a ship, a small ship or a boat. That's exactly what Argo Novis is, or Carina. I'm calling it Carina because obviously um, that's what Wilford was implying, even though it was Argo Novis at the time of 1006 AD. Um, and then Renee Z comes in, chimes in here. I don't know how you go from a Leo to Carina, but the name is Carina in modern. The part of the sky is always Argo Novis, but it was broken in the 18th century. So right away, I put in Argo Novis, but I don't think I think he's really into the carbon dating, so he doesn't believe that he Rich's Santa Coloma's thing that it's been forged. He doesn't believe that. Air was found in there for let's see. One other tidbit of info is Chan. Eva Chan is it means air in Latin, and it's listed 11 times by itself in MS408. The follow just before I found a Leo is MVIO. It's one hit of air. One hit of air. I have a site where you can put in the Latin words and outputs Eva. What could be additional evidence be would be beginning to stir up the crossbow. Crossbows this looks like 11th century, but he could draw anything for all I know. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't people don't think it's from the 20th century. And oh yeah, this is a great little thing. Many people here, including Bax, believe, including myself, that folio 68R3 retains Pleiades. That folio is planispheric constellation April 30th, 106. So I'm going to go into, what time did I get though? So April 30th, 106, you notice Taurus is barely above the western horizon. And then you can see this is Argo Novis right here, or part of the Carina constellation. So if you go down a little bit, Lupus is seen here in the southwest. There's Scorpius. And then Taurus is way out here, just below west. But then you can finally see Puppis, which is part of Argo Novis. And oh yeah, here's the word Io. Io means away, remote sky. I think I can type that in. Io means remote. Out of the way, remote, trackless, untrodden. So if we go in here, 63.8R, we go here, this is remote. That's on the opposite end of where the supernova was. And the supernova, which I think this one is for Lupus, was found in the remote area where there's off the galactic plane. And this one I did just to show you. Here's Puppis, this is Argo Novis. And if you take another look down here, and this is southwest. I did a one from the inside looking out. This is west, this is east. So this is southwest, this is Lupus. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Oh, let me...
Lika octonovem quatuori lu octonovem quatuori gic, quatuori pu octoio ai gau octonovem quatuori peca octonovem lec. Ipu octonovem quatuori octoi quatuori octoio aulici cile cileso au octonovem. Lika